Hello everyone, my name is Nathan and today it's time for another episode of Oxygen Not Included. In the previous episode we have built the rocket exhaust petroleum generator. You guys have given me plenty of ideas to actually improve on this design. However, today I want to do something else that's really special, namely this part right here. I'm gonna call this the water maker, and it's supposed to be a more or less compact water cleaning / cooling station. All in one, and let me tell you, it's gonna be a little bit complicated. So this is the build, how it is supposed to look like. I also have a snapshot of the piping system right here, and I also have a snapshot of the automation system. So plenty of work ahead of us. However, before we can do that, we have to get rid of all the gases. This needs to be a vacuum room. And of course the duplicants still have access via the transit tubes. All of these ladders are going to be future walls, but I figured it's going to be easier for the most part to build the insides first and then build the walls around it. One of my rockets returned again, so I started to fuel it up. I think we are actually done. Yeah, all the oxalite has been delivered, so what we can do is assign the astronaut. Toby, it's your honor. There we go. We are still going to the tier 5 asteroids at the moment. I don't think I can actually visit this asteroid. A powerful containment field prevents our rockets from traveling to its surface. Okay, I see. Now that is a little bit disappointing because I still don't know what materials I would be able to find. Isoresin, is this gonna be useful? What I'm actually after is the fullerene. However, I would like to see more than just trace amounts. I mean, this is pathetic, so we might have to go to the 60k mark. The fullerene, by the way, I want in order to be able to make supercoolant. Maybe in this case I'm gonna figure out what it takes to get to the carbon asteroid. Let me check that. Look at that, we can still do it. We just need 1,723 kilograms. I mean, it's a tall order, I have to admit. Okay then, let's get the build started. We have almost pumped out all of the gases in the beginning. It doesn't matter anyways, we just need to be able to place some stuff. We're gonna get things started with a water sieve. Just to be sure, and because we can reach temperatures above 75 degrees, I'm gonna build this out of gold amalgam. And we're gonna have those guys like so and so. The water sieves are gonna have to be supplied with a filtration medium, and we're gonna do that using a weight plate that I'm gonna attach right there. Eventually, we will be delivering items using a conveyor chute. Let's actually build these things out of copper. That is gonna go here. And with the weight plate, we basically decide when we want to stop the flow of items. Next up, I'm gonna need a gold amalgam liquid pump right here. This is going to be my polluted storage. No, it's not the polluted storage. It's gonna be clean water, but with germs. On the opposite side right here, if I just show you the reference image once more, is gonna be the clean output water that is at a cozy 20 degrees. We are then going to have a liquid reservoir right here, and there's going to be another one on the opposite side. Those are going to be responsible to get rid of the germs. There's going to be another water reservoir right here on the top that is going to help in the loop of cooling down the water. You let me know something really nice in the comment section. I'm so glad for all your tips. Even if some of them I already knew, just let me know, because sometimes I learn things like that. You can use a mechanized door at the bottom of a liquid reservoir, and as long as the door is closed, the reservoir is gonna function like normal. But if you open the door, only the input is gonna work. So you can input a certain amount of liquid and then close the door in order to output it from the reservoir again. This is just absolutely essential and amazing in this contraption. So once again, for a better overview, right here we clean the water, but it's still germy. We're gonna collect it here. We're gonna then make it germ free. Up here we are then gonna cool it down, and eventually it's gonna dribble down here in the finished storage. Nice. Looks like we're almost done pumping out all the gases, so I think I'm gonna already deconstruct this pump here. Now we can get things really started. Alright then, let's start setting up our first compression system for the germy water. I'm not gonna explain it this time around since I made a tutorial on that. However, I'm gonna link that in the description. Gonna have my XOR gate right here. Then we're gonna need a button. Come on. Button goes right here. Hydro sensor right there. Then let's check out the gates. We need a couple of buffer gates. 2 and 3. We're gonna need a filter gate right here. Another buffer gate. Let's do it like so. We're gonna need a whole bunch of automation wire. This is gonna lead into the first input of the XOR gate, this into the second input. Then we're gonna activate the first two doors like so. The first door is also gonna re-enable the circuit. this into the filter, buffer gate, and then we want to loop around to open the third door. Yeah, that should be everything for the first compression system. So I guess I'm just gonna give them a little bit of time to build that. What we could already take care of is actually our power cables, since they're gonna be a pain in the butt to build after the fact. I'm gonna need a whole bunch of conductive wire, that's for sure. And we want to power up all of these. I will then want to go over here and down at some point. And I will also want to go up here. There's actually some stuff we need to power. We're going to be coming from up here from a power transformer. Power is going to go over, down, distribute right there. It's going to go over here and power the second compression system. We're also going to need a little bit of power right here for a liquid shutoff. And that should be it. Well, I guess it's at least a start. Of course, right here we want airflow tiles eventually. This shouldn't be ladders. So every time I build the insides, I'm gonna try to build the layer around it. Though none of these rooms are eventually gonna be accessible to me, so hopefully we are not gonna make any mistakes. Since this is kind of going to be a finalized build, what we could think about is placing some wallpaper. But it would have to be a cheap material, such as granite. Yeah, why not? We can then hide all the cables, all the ugliness, and I think we can even place it behind the airflow tiles. You know, it's gonna make things look a lot nicer. Let's now go ahead and use the Germy water and clean it up in this room, build the piping system for that. I also have a tutorial just on that I'm gonna link in the description. So once again, not too many explanations, just one thing that I'm gonna add later on. But let's go ahead and move up here a little bit. What I would like to see is my Germy liquid going through this liquid shutoff. I'm gonna build this on the other side right away. And the germ-free liquid is gonna exit through these two shutoffs right there. To get over here, we're actually gonna use a bridge and then get in here. That means this is gonna have priority. However, if this is already full, this system, I want the second system to be filling up so we can kind of alternate between each other. So liquid bridge right there, this is gonna have priority filling up the first system. However, if that fails, then we are gonna continue with another liquid bridge in order to jump over there. And we're gonna fill up the second cleaning system. In order to clean stuff out, we're gonna do our usual spiel. So this is all still explained in the tutorial. We're gonna come out here and then we wanna go ahead and bridge over like so. And we wanna bridge over like so as well. And then we wanna move up into the liquid shutoff. So this is gonna be our exit. We are then going to need a little bit of logic, namely an AND gate. Let me see, I think I can, have that right there. We're also gonna have a NOT gate like so, but that should also be lead. Yeah, everything out of lead. Signal from the reservoir goes through the NOT gate and the shutoff. NOT gate into the AND gate, and we're also gonna have a germ sensor right here that goes into the other side of the AND gate. Then, this is actually the thing that I haven't shown in the tutorial. This is kind of a necessity actually. I pinned a comment for that, but what you want to do is add a filter gate here. So both of the conditions have to be true for a certain amount of time. Not only has the reservoir to be full, but the liquid also has to be germ-free for a certain amount of time. And that's what we're gonna achieve with the filter gate right here that we're gonna set to at least 12 seconds, someone said, but I think 30 seconds is a little bit more of a safe margin. But there we go. That's the logic for one part. Let me do this on the other side as well. We still haven't placed the germ sensor. That obviously goes right here. And then I think I still have to do the piping for the second system. So that's getting more confusing than anything else. Awesome. I think with that out of the way, we have everything for this system in place. All we need to do is expand our output. So this is going to be the germ-free nice water that we're going to bring up here. And we need to actually bridge over here. So this is gonna have a little bit of a priority problem. If we want to alternate, I guess we would have to build another bridge here as well. I don't think that's gonna be necessary. Let's just continue. So this is our nice and fresh water that we want to bring into this reservoir, cycle through a cooling loop. But before we do that, we have to make sure that our initial germy pockets and eventual pockets that maybe, if we are really unlucky, I don't know, maybe there is a certain failure condition and we just want to make the system fail-proof. So what we are gonna do is go all the way over here. We're gonna lead the liquid through another germ sensor and then go down through a liquid vent right there. So give me another germ sensor that we're gonna place here. The germ sensor obviously is going to influence the liquid vent itself, and if we detect no germs, then it's going to shut the liquid vent, and therefore we should be able to continue up without any issues. And what I want to do here is add an additional measurement in order to make sure we don't fill the cooling loop up too much. So another liquid shutoff is gonna take care of that. Now what we can actually do within the automation is just to tell the liquid reservoir to send a green signal to the liquid shutoff and the door at the same time. And if we just check this out, it sends a green signal when reservoir is less than threshold. So if we want to fill it up, the door is gonna open, the liquid shutoff is gonna open, and if it is full enough, liquid shutoff is gonna close as well as the door. So we have everything we ever wanted. We are then gonna go up into the liquid reservoir, and we're actually gonna do that with a bridge because I don't want this to have priority. All the liquid that's still coming from below for whatever reason shouldn't have priority over the actual loop. This is really, really important because we're gonna have troubles with the Aquatuners if we don't make sure that is the case. Speaking of Aquatuners, maybe that's the next thing we're gonna take care of. Nice, I actually have 6k steel, that's good. So I can place all of my Aquatuners without any issues. And we're gonna do that like so. Then just with any other cooling loop build, we're gonna use a thermosensor that can be made out of lead just in front of the Aquatuner. And we also wanna enable each of the Aquatuners with its respective thermosensor. We're then gonna have some plumbing from the sensor into the Aquatuner, then through the next sensor into the Aquatuner, and so on and so forth. If a liquid is already cold enough, we want to make sure it gets out of the Aquatuner and doesn't get stuck anywhere. So we need to bridge it down. So first going up and then bridge down. Then we don't want to just lead it over there into the next slot. We actually need to bridge over because I want to make sure that the liquids in the front always have priorities. So if a packet has to wait for another one, it shouldn't happen later in the loop. It should happen in the front of the loop. So we come out here like so, and we want to make sure this is a bridge and this is a bridge as well. And of course, the green inputs we will have to link so it can still flow out. Great, we can then go ahead and do the loop. We're gonna do a little bit of cooling for the steam turbines that we're gonna have on top of here. And I just noticed in my build, I'm actually going up like so and then bridging down. This doesn't seem necessary. However, I don't want to fail this anymore. And I did extensive testing with my other system. So I'm just going to build it the exact same way. We're going to bridge down here and this should all be good now. We are going to come over here, cool down the first steam turbine with 3 radiant pipes. Gonna have a little bit of a gap and then another 3 radiant pipes. That should be it theoretically. Let's actually see. Steam turbine lead. Yeah, I can get one here and another one there. That means we also want to exchange the flooring here. And we're gonna need to do a whole lot more. I guess we're gonna need to... let me actually get rid of that steam turbine so I can add some petroleum and water to the Aquatuner room later. There we go, we took care of the cooling loop. It's then gonna need to cycle back into the reservoir, but also here we need to be careful that we have the right priorities. To better understand these priorities, let's maybe continue the loop here. Once we have filled up the reservoir, we wanna check the temperature of the water, and we're gonna do that right here. Then we're gonna go into a liquid shutoff. Let's maybe do that already. Thermosensor right there. And another liquid shutoff right here. If the liquid is too hot still, then we want to close the shutoff so it can continue into our Aquatuner loop. So all we have to do is move that over into our Aquatuner loop. However, if the liquid is cold enough, then it can continue, and I actually want to check once again what temperature it has. Because imagine with 3 Aquatuners we could also end up with too cold liquid. So I want to make sure the liquid is not too cold with another shutoff. This goes right in here. If the liquid is too cold, then I want to go directly back into the liquid tank. However, priorities, remember, the first priority should go to the actual loop, because if this gets stuck, then our Aquatuners get stuck and then they're gonna read the wrong packet in order to decide whether or not they should turn on the Aquatuner. So this is the most important line. However, we also have to decide the flow of the water and the direction. So what I'm gonna do is actually add another 2 liquid bridges, like so. The first one is gonna go in here. The second one from the water that's too cold. The water that's too cold is gonna go right here into the reservoir. Oh, actually not. What we want to do is add it to this priority. So everything from the bottom doesn't have priority at all. This is now all going back into the liquid reservoir. That's good. All I have to do is connect the 2 green slots here, the outputs. Okay, that should be it. Let's make sure we haven't forgotten about the automation wire. This goes to the first shutoff, this to the second shutoff. This I already hooked up. Good. I'm actually gonna unpause at this point and see what they can already build. This should be fun. Now, I just noticed that we haven't taken care of the piping for the water sieves just yet. That is something very important. Let me see. What we want to do is connect these two output slots, that's for sure. We then need to bring this water all the way over here into a liquid vent. So there's going to be another liquid vent right here. And I guess currently I will be bringing the water that I want to clean and cool up here. However, I also want to make sure this is a nice and cool place. So we're actually going to use the input water in order to cool down the water sieves. And I'm just hoping that it's going to be no issue for the system. And then we essentially want to move into here, into the input, and also move over here into the other input, because the water sieves, as you might know, are only capable of processing 5 kilograms at a time. That's why we wanted 2. Okay, now, because we don't have a lot of space, I think I'm just gonna lead this pipe over here with a couple of bridges, and then we can, let me see. I guess we can just move over here, up, and like so. Why the heck not? This needs to be severed. I don't have to cancel that anymore. Looking good. Okay, just a couple of bridges. One right there, and one right here. Come on. Okay, nice. That should be it. Let's get this sucker built. I mean, I have to admit, we're not quite done yet, but it's looking good. A good portion of it is looking good. Now I can just sit back and enjoy the building show. Yes, that's what I'm talking about, minions. Build. At this point, I don't even know what's going on. Oxygen Not Included solved this so brilliantly with all these overlays. I mean, how else would you do it? It's crazy. Yeah, you have a lot of stuff to build now. It also seems to make them happy. Good. Maybe we can already do something in terms of logic. Yeah, all of these gates have been built, so let's do that. And just as a reminder, I'm gonna show you one of the compression timings again. First buffer gate, 1.5 seconds. Second buffer gate, 2.5 seconds. Then we have the filter gate at 2.7 seconds and the last buffer gate here at 1 second. The resetting buffer gate right here can be set to around 10 seconds. That should be good. Then the hydro sensor, obviously, I think should send a green signal as long as it is below 100 kilograms. And if we reach that, it's going to activate the mechanism. The automation for the cleaning almost works on its own. It's just the filter gate that we have to set up. And as I said, 12 seconds was suggested by a viewer. I'm going to go with 30 seconds to be sure. Beautiful. We are ready to send the rocket to the 60K asteroid. Let's freaking do this. 3, 2, 1, blast off and give me heat. Look at that. Look at these tiles. 900 degrees and they are cooling down immediately because all of that heat is being distributed. Oh, I almost forgot. If the liquid is cool enough, right here, remember it's going through the shutoff. If it is hot enough, so between 18 and 22 degrees, it's going to go through this shutoff and then finally it's going to drop down into my funnel. So right here is going to be my water funnel and the water is going to go over here. Beautiful. I just love it when things are coming together. The germ sensors right here for the reservoirs should be set to below 0 germs, only then we want to send a green signal. However, this thing should send a green signal if it is above 0 germs, because then we want to open the liquid shutoff and put it back into our germy tank. However, this should only happen very seldomly, especially in the beginning. And maybe, I don't know, there could be a scenario it could happen still. It hasn't happened to me though. I think my rocket is coming back. Is it though? Yeah. Ooh. That's gonna give us some more petroleum. That's for sure. Look at all that nice heat we have saved. Love it. That's really good. Look at that. 1000 degrees and we are producing petroleum. Obviously, I still haven't applied all of the tips that you gave me, so we're definitely gonna revise that system. But I'm happy that I'm getting some petroleum out of the heat we are accumulating here. I added a bottle emptier, made sure that we are not going to spoil the liquid, and I also have a little petroleum pool right here with a pitcher pump. What I would like to achieve is exactly dropping down 200 liters of petroleum, please, with the auto bottle feature. Beautiful. Okay, that actually turned out perfectly. Now I just have to make sure we are stopping the liquid in time. The next layer we want to drop is 200 kilograms of water, which should be enough steam in order to keep this entertained. Also very important, the power is gonna come from here. So we want to make sure these Aquatuners are hooked up. And of course also the steam turbines. Obviously, we're also gonna add some nice granite wallpaper to all of our rooms. We strive for the ultimate base. I also completed the automation for the second compression system, though I had to mirror the design because of space issues. I also want to drop a little bit of petroleum for each of my water sieves, so that's what I'm gonna do right now. The thermosensors for my Aquatuners I'm gonna set to 15 degrees above, only then I want to cool down the liquid. Wait, hold on, I have enough liquid in here. Stop that, please, thank you. I want to drop the other liquid on the other side there. Another thing I almost forgot is the output of the steam turbines. Very important, obviously. So the second output is gonna be right there. We want some more liquid vents. And I guess a simple bridge in order to get over there. Beautiful. Nice, our Aquatuner room is completed. Nothing to pick up. That means I can close it off. I don't want to close this off since we still need to drop the liquid. Very nice. Okay, so glad this is actually working out. Now we have around 24 kilograms per tile. Perfect. Let's get rid of that bottle emptier. One more thing I'm missing is the connection from the weight plate. What I want to do is lead a wire all the way up to here. And this is actually going to control a storage that I'm going to allow my duplicants to fill up. It's going to be a conveyor loader right there. A little bridge for you at this point. And I guess we want to send a green signal as long as it is still below, let's say, 5,000 kilograms. Oh, well, 2,000 is the maximum. Then another conveyor loader I would like to have is right here. This is still going to be reached by a... Let's actually see how we want to do this. We would like to have a chute right here. So there is obviously going to be the regolith or sand we have to input into the water sieves, and there's going to be polluted dirt coming out of it. The polluted dirt therefore is just going to go all the way back up, and it's going to be dropped here with a conveyor chute into a little pool of water, so it's not going to off-gas. The sand and regolith that we're going to input here is going to go all the way down over into the chute, and we can finish this off with a conveyor bridge like so. This is still going to need power, and I guess, well, this already has the power. We now have everything here in place, which means I can set up another layer of petroleum. Enable auto bottle. Okay, nice. We actually also have our petroleum layer in the joint right here, which means we can get rid of that bottle emptier and put in the last piece of equipment, which is going to be a power transformer. Let's do gold just for the shits and giggles. Great. The conveyor loader right here we can already set to filtration medium. I think in the beginning we're just going to do sand, and then maybe we're also going to do regolith. But I need to make sure they are not inputting like the 300-degree regolith. Power transformer is in place. Now, the system is actually going to take a while to boot up. So I think what I'm going to do is add a power switch right here with a little cable in order to be able to shut this down so it doesn't heat up at all. Little status update. We are, well, this far. I don't know what to say. I'm just waiting for them to build stuff. The most difficult part is to get these walls in the joint without anyone getting trapped or not being able to reach anything. Let's finish the wallpaper here, and then we're going into the shipping category, take out an auto sweeper, copper, that is gonna go right there. And you can see this can reach both of the water sieves as well as the conveyor. We already have power going through it because, well, I knew what we're gonna do in advance. Something we haven't set up are the thermosensors here. I wanna enable the liquid shutoff if the liquid is cool enough, so below 22 degrees. However, here it should be above 18 degrees, and if both of these conditions are met, we are gonna drop it into our funnel. The liquid reservoirs we haven't set up yet. What I'm gonna try, and this is still subject to change, but we're gonna do 10% and 50% for the cleaning process. And we're gonna do 50% and 70... No, let's actually do 30% and 70% for the cooling process. Actually, one thing I almost forgot about. These tiles right here need to be airflow tiles, so I can share the chlorine with the room where I'm gonna produce it in. We are actually gonna produce the chlorine right here. This is where I'm gonna add another storage with the bleach stone. And then it's going to distribute all over the place, especially it needs to flow into this room. And this is going to take a couple of cycles in order to prime, because I want to fill this up with 2 kilograms of chlorine before we actually start picking up the polluted dirt. But for the time being, I can just not set the filter here for the polluted dirt, and it's going to be dropped here into the liquid, not off-gassing as well. Look at that, everything closed off. All we have to do is make a little puddle here for my polluted dirt. Oh no! I forgot the wallpaper. Well, I mean, I cannot show you off the system today anyways. It would take too long to actually turn on. But what I can do is show you the system in action in my R&D save game. But essentially now we're dropping some water, though now that I have this new situation, I don't want to do that. I want to go down and actually do the wallpaper, so I'm going to do that off camera. But we have the system completed. I think everything is in place. All I would have to do is enable this power transformer and then actually get the liquid in the joint. The entry point is right here, and then here is my exit point for the treated water. Alright, here we go, here we are, let's have a look at that. The liquid right here in the save game is coming from the right side. It's being cleaned and input into our storage. We are at the moment filling up the first loop right here. As soon as this is full enough, it's gonna start filling up the second cleaning loop. And let's actually see that happen. Should happen in just a second. There we go, that's what I'm talking about. So now this loop is being cleaned, and once that is cleaned, it's gonna go through to check if there are still germs in there. And right now, of course, the liquid reservoir is being filled up, and you can see the door is open, so nothing can actually escape as long as that is the case. We can then check this thermosensor right here that is gonna tell us how hot the liquid is once it's coming out of the reservoir. And then, yeah, the door closes, and therefore we can go through the cooling loop. It's also gonna cool down the steam turbines as well as the transformer, and it's gonna go back. If we check the thermosensor here, we can see the liquid is rapidly cooling down. As soon as we reach the 20 degrees mark, as you can see right now, we are expelling the liquid in our funnel. And after a while, we are inputting new hot liquid into our tank so it can cool down again. So the first cooling process is taking a little bit longer than the subsequent ones. But there we go. We are now having fresh and nice water at 20.7 degrees or so. Absolutely wonderful. I would say with that out of the way, I need to get to editing this. Holy cow. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great time and see you soon. Bye-bye.